Oh, damn. I forgot about my. Yo, what up? It's Aaron Moses. Gang, now this video is about what I learned while I was living a life of crime. Now, just to give you a rundown, man. Um, what I was doing, you know, I was selling things that were not necessarily legal. Green things, ills, things that you could drink, things that you could smoke. I was breaking into his houses. I was breaking into his cars. I was, trying to be the ultimate, the top, the apex. When it came to me living my life. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sit in the restroom, not on the toilet, but I have a chair in here because my bathroom is big as heck. This is where I like to smoke. This is where I like to chill out, drink, things like that. But I will tell you this. Most of the things that I learned were negative aspects of human behavior, psychology. So I'm going to talk about selfishness, greed, the mind of a junkie. I'm going to talk about respect, manipulation, deception, the importance of your reputation, jealousy. I'm going to talk about how people could be reckless, petty, snitches, female psychology, and a whole bunch. So, number one, man, I learned the importance of selfishness because a lot of people, of course, the first rule when you get into a life of crime or when you commit yourself to a certain type of lifestyle is to do what? Is to have a plan in which you're gonna exit this life. You know what I'm saying? I'm a square right now. I have a regular job. I'm a square forever. I'm the best at doing what I do, for the most part. But at the end of the day, no, I don't sell anything. I don't do anything but positive things and things that are non-criminal, to contribute to my society and to contribute to communities, that I can affect. But at the end of the day, I have heard a lot of people say that if you don't focus on, your craft and what you're doing, then you're not going to be able to be the best at it because you're going to be so much focused on everything else, which I do get it. What's up? Hey, how you guys doing? You know, but at the end of the day, I don't actually believe that to be the truth. I believe, when you're in certain types of lifestyles, you do have to focus on having an exit plan. Because if you don't, then you're just going to get way too deep. You're going to not be able to focus on the bigger picture. Make sure you like this video if you're in here. So let's say if I was breaking in people's houses all the time and I didn't understand that, hey, at some point, I want to use this money to go to school. I want to use this money to better my community. I want to use this money to invest in myself. You're just going to be spending your money and not actually paying attention to what is supposed to be done at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Because you're going to run into a lot of low life individuals. I'll give you an example. Yes, I used to break in people's houses and things like that, but at some point I was doing that for hire. So just to give you one example, one story, there was a guy. He's no longer with us. R.I.P. He was deep into his addiction, right? And at some point, his grandmother got a surgery, and his grandmother had to stay at his parents' house with him. You know what I mean? And he called me up. He was like, "Hey, um, are you available? I want to hit a lick." Now, if you don't know what hitting a lick means, that means, in my lifestyle that I lived at the time, no longer I live anymore. I want to rob somebody. Or that means I want to come up on some money, right? So I said, "Hey, man, no problem. Are you gonna be able to do this, this, and this?" I cleared everything up, and we got to the situation. And I said, "Look, before we go do this, what's the details on this a little bit further? Because it was very unclear. It was very ambiguous how he was speaking." He said, "This is my grandmother's house. I want to break into this house to take her jewelry, pawn it, and I want to buy. I'm gonna, purchase some things from you. And at the time, I was thinking like, bro, you are a low life, scummy, nasty, dirty soul having motherfucker, you know. But because I was just so into what I was doing and I didn't really care, you know, I was, let's go, push the button, you know. So we went ahead and no, I didn't do it. He went ahead and did that. But at the time, I'm living. I'm living a life of crime. So I'm watching, you know. And then what do you think I did later? Exactly. I later the next day I went to his grandma's crib and I got the rest of the things because he was trying to make it so it wasn't so obvious. But I didn't. That's not my grandma. So of course I went. Allegedly, I went in there. I did everything else, you know. But that's past the statute of limitations. That was like years and years ago. But at the end of the day, I'm still thinking like, bro, how could you steal from your own grandmother? All this gold and all these diamonds and all of this and this and this, and then why would you expose me, somebody who's willing to aid and assist you in your endeavors, to do this if you know that's the life I live, you know? And of course, when you live like that, you're not thinking about other people's feelings and being responsible, which brings me to another point. When you live a life of crime and when you do certain things, a square, a square is a person who just works a regular job, right? A person that's not a criminal is not going to be able to understand you to a certain extent. So it's kind of like you're locked in into a cycle where you have to socialize and rationalize with other people that have lived that life, or women or men who have been with people who have been criminals or what have you. Because when I described this to my therapist, you know, or not this exact situation, when he was asking me like, so what exactly have you done in your life where you consider yourself this, and this? And I told him exactly like I used to break in niggas' houses, I used to break in niggas' cars, I used to rob motherfuckers, I used to sell this, I used to do that, I used to extort, whatever the case may be. And he was like, that sounds pretty intense. And I was like, what? And he was like, well, just the simple fact that you were breaking in niggas' houses. I was like, that? Oh no, that was easy. That was a part of life. And he was like, so how did you? And I was like, well, number one, when you commit a burglary or you commit a when you do certain types of things, you have to just meditate. You have to ground yourself. That's how I got into meditation. That's how I got into yoga. That's how I got into certain types of spiritual workings, because I would use that for negative reasons in order for me to be a more effective criminal. Because if I'm acting all nervous and I'm scared to touch stuff, then I'm gonna do stupid stuff. I'm gonna end up touching something that doesn't, you know, well, none of it belongs to me, but I'm gonna end up doing something that is not necessarily logical in this situation. So when you break in a motherfucker's house, you have to use your childish mind, is what I call it, your child mind. You have to pretend, you have to use your imagination as if you were either invited there or if you actually lived there. So that's what would make me a more effective criminal, using my imagination. So when I would break in a motherfucker's house, I wouldn't be, oh my God, we only have 20, 35 seconds. Yes, I already know we can only be inside of this situation only like maximum 2 to 5 minutes, but I'm not nervous. I'm calm. I feel like I belong there and I'm supposed to be doing what I'm doing because I'm doing this for a greater cause. I'm doing this for my rap career or for my family or for because I don't have a job currently and I need to help my grandma out or I need to send money back to my sister that's in college. However I would rationalize it, it was never me being nervous, because when you're nervous, you're gonna do dumb shit, you're gonna overcompensate, or you're gonna, you know what I mean? You're gonna fail. And that's not what I want to do. The goal is not to harm anybody. The goal is to take material things that are easily replaceable, and I'm gonna pay for my karma later or not, and go home. You know what I mean? But the average person is not gonna be able to understand that. You know what I mean? So that's one thing that I did learn. just from being in a life of criminality. Another thing that I did learn is how important respect is. And how did I learn that? Because when you do certain things, other people are going to hear about it. They're going to do calculations and they're going to either want in on what you have going on or they're going to be uninterested, right? But me, just because I was a flamboyant type of individual, you have to understand I was in this life from the age of 14, 15 to the age of 24, 25, right? But between the ages of about 19 to 22, I was very well known in the area where I was activated. And I'm not going to put that out, I'm not going to say anybody's names, but it would be people which I put a lot of substances in my body that were poisonous. And a part of taking poison is not having a vivid memory or having really any memories, depending on what you do, how you do it, how often, and how vulnerable you are in the situation. Like I always say, um, memories are built off of important information. So if you don't do something important in front of me, or you don't do anything that's gonna, make me feel anything, I'm probably not gonna remember you, what you did, who you are, where you live, what you wore that day. But if you are fine, attractive, and you turn up and you start a fight, oh yeah, I'm gonna remember everything you did. You feel me? So it'll be people where I would go from party to party or event to event or club to club. They would remember me because I was important, because I was dressed to impress, because I was not looking stressed, because I was not selling any stress, because I was just that nigga. Okay, let's just say it like that. Boom. So people would come up to be like, "Oh my God, Aaron Moses, I remember you came in the party, you was deep, you sold everybody gas, you freestyle, you play some good music, you made it lit, and then you left." And I'd be like, "Bro, who is he?" Like people walk up to me, "Aaron Moses, you want to blow an L? You want to smoke a blunt? Do you want to drink?" I'm like, "Bro, I don't even know who you with. Like, why would I?" And they would describe everything I was doing the last time they saw me, and I was just like, "Okay, you seem legit. You seem like you're not on bullshit." You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we could smoke a L or whatever, or you could pour me a drink. I'm not tweaking. I'm not tripping off you. But it would happen so often to the point where I was like, okay, I'm actually that nigga. But you have to understand, when you become that nigga, bro, it's gonna be people that have always wanted to be that nigga for their mom, for their girlfriend, for their dad, for their family, for their when people's little brother enjoy your company or just have a smile in their face. Oh, every time he comes, he brings candy, or every time he comes, the situation is better. Then niggas are gonna hate on you, bro, and this is what happens. Then niggas start snitching on you. Niggas start trying to set you up, line you up to get robbed. That's something that was horrible that I learned about because I had a good understanding about that in Atlanta before I moved to Chicago, but I didn't understand that niggas would be so petty that they won't even be in the same occupation or the same lane as you, but they would still, try to get you in certain situations. Now, I'll tell you this: there was a time, the first case that I ever caught was because of jealous ass nigga, in my opinion. Now, peep this. I'm in my grandmother's house, bro. I'm in a house full of people I think I could trust. Although I didn't know them for that long, nigga, I'm a young, well-mannered black man that's well-spoken, articulate. I appear to be healthy. I appear to have a future in front of my eyes. You know what I'm saying? I'm working at Sam's Club. I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm thugging, and I have a table full of Zans. Right? Go to the bathroom. I come back. It's police at my door. And because I'm still a solid nigga. I told the bro, "Hey, bro, just go in the bathroom. I'm gonna tell him like, hey, you're not here. Who up the bam?" The police pushed me out of the way. And I said, "Sir, don't you need a warrant, officer?" He said, "No, we don't need a warrant because this is a federal offense that this person that is accused of being in your house has committed. So no, we could come in this house." And I was like, "But you're not the Fed. It doesn't matter, right?" Came arrested the nigga. The nigga told them everything. Now, luckily, they didn't find anything because they just didn't. Okay, I went to jail that day. Obstruction of justice, right? I'm not putting two and two together because I'm giving the nigga the benefit of the doubt. What happens next? The next legal situation I get into, this man said that I dropped him off to commit an armed robbery. Okay? I made multiple videos on that, and if you want me to make another video on that, I can, and I will if you leave it in the comments. Aaron Moses, can you make a video on how the nigga told on you for committing an armed robbery, which I had nothing to do with? Oh, absolutely. I'm probably gonna do that without you even having to request that. But at the end of the day, the nigga said that I helped him commit an armed robbery, which I never even went to court for. End of the story, I got interrogated. They told me, okay, we believe that you're telling the truth, but we still believe that you're still a person of interest, so don't leave the state or it's going to make you look guilty. I left the state because I had things to do. Because you said I'm a person of interest. Yes, I'm a very important person of interest. I had other things going on. But we're not going to get into that. And of course, I'm not involved in any criminality. I'm not saying that to be facetious or anything. I'm actually a square. I actually clock in. I work 45 hours a week. And I do YouTube for a good another 20 hours a week. So, no, I'm not on BS. I'm not a criminal. I don't have any firearm. I'm good, right? But at the end of the day, the nigga did this out of jealousy, 110%. You know what I mean? Another thing that I learned is a lot of people are not as smart as they think. I, I had a homeboy, which this nigga introduced me to this nigga. He said, Aaron, and this is a game-changing day for me. And this nigga just got out of prison probably a year and a half ago. He said, hey, I mess with you, bro. I said, why? He said, because out of all the homies, and this is where he fucked up. Because now when you say this, I'm gonna think that I'm thinking, because I'm a thinking ass nigga at the point and right now. He said, he said, hey, I mess with you, bro. I said, why? He said, because I got this fine girlfriend, and you're the only homie that I've ever had, and they have been together for about 2 years. You're the only homie that I've ever had that never tried to talk to my girl, that never tried to seduce my girl, that never tried to entice my girl. And that's why I like you. When I first met you, I didn't like you. Number one, because I don't like blacks. And I was like, all right, because this is a Mexican homie. No problem. Number one, because I didn't like blacks. And I've been to jail a lot. And I was like, all right, no problem. I didn't like you either, nigga, because you don't know how to dress. And he was like, my girl feels comfortable around you, and you never tried to hit on her, you never tried to steal her. And in my mind, I'm thinking, niggas try to take your girl because you're a piece of shit, because you're not a solid nigga. Niggas try to take your girl in front of you or behind your back because you are always on some BS. Because you're always stealing or lying or lining niggas up, or you're always getting in a fight. That's why niggas try to take your girl, bro. Because you're not fit, because you're not built. Because your girl is actually a solid female. She's married right now for a reason. And you just get out of prison right now for a reason. Your girl is solid. She's a good woman now. You feel me? But at the end of the day, what else did this nigga go on to say? And I feel bad because when I first met you, I stole your bowl. You left your bowl in the back seat. And that day that you got locked up, I took a couple of Xans and I popped them and I put some in my pocket. And I was like, hey, bro, Don't tell me no more. Like I'm good. Like okay, you love me, you like me. Like okay, cool. Like that's what's up. But just to know that like people, and this was a dumbass like this dude was not intelligent at all, bro. Like I'm sure he wasn't. I don't know. He kind of seemed like showboat shorty, short but short. Like all right, look. I'm gonna tell you one more story. I'm gonna tell you why I was looking for a job at the time because I had end up quitting Sam's Club. Now this is again summertime. This man said, "Hey, guess what?" I said, "What's up?" "I got a job." I said, "Where you get a job at, bro? Congratulations." He said, "I got a job at the car wash." I was like, "Hey, they still hiring?" He said, "Of course. I'm gonna put you on, bro." So tell me why he was like, "Bro, look, just come up here, fill out an application, put my name on the application. They love me out here." I was like, "Oh, they love you. Okay, we in it. We gonna be working side by side, cleaning cars, getting tips together. Ooh, out the bam." I filled out the application. They said, "Oh, Mr. Hister, when are you gonna be able to come for an interview?" I said, "Baby, I can come here and interview tomorrow." Tell me why I showed up at the interview, and everybody knows I'm an interview king. You feel me? So I did the interview, did my thing, and they said, "So when can you start?" I said, "When I can, I can start tomorrow." He said, "Well, that's perfect, cause we just fired a guy." Man, it was this Mexican dude that was blind in one eye, and guess why we fired him? I said, "Why?" He said, "Because he was smoking weed at the cemetery on his break." And he came back and tried to say it wasn't him. He was smoking with his little girlfriend, and she was wearing booty shorts. She was thick as. I was like, "She was thick?" And he was like, "Bro, she was thick." I was like, "Damn." I know this dumbass nigga didn't just get fired today, yesterday, and now I'm interviewing with the same nigga that wants to give me a job that hired you, and I used you as a fucking referral, as a reference. Now I'm not gonna get the job, and anywhere else where the people that know him that's gonna try to hire me are not gonna hire me because of your stupid ass. Guess what happened? Do you think I got that job? Exactly. No. And I'm thinking like, nigga, why you didn't tell me that you got fired yesterday when you know I had this interview today? It's okay, bro. You could just I got another job a week later. Oh, okay. Can I apply to that job? No, because they fired me in 3 days because I was stealing $50 off the register every day at the drive-through. Nigga, are you dumb? What the fuck is wrong with you, stupid ass nigga? That's what I learned. Another thing that I learned, I think, I mean, the snitching, bro. I mean, the snitching has to go without saying. Because niggas snitch because they were on some weird, stupid ass, dumbass shit. And if you want me to make a whole different video just on everybody that snitched on me, I can do that. And the thing about it is, I was born a solid ass nigga. So if you were around me, you don't know all the people that snitched on me. You don't know all the lives I've saved. You don't know all you niggas that snitched on me. Do you know that people don't know that you snitched on me because of me? People know that you snitched on me because of other people. Not because I didn't tell any, which you know who I told the people that were in direct contact with you that you were a snitch. I didn't tell the whole world that you were a snitch. I told the people that were directly dealing with you. If they were staying in your house and they didn't know you were a snitch, if they were serving you and they didn't know you were a snitch, that's the people I told. I didn't tell your girlfriend. I didn't tell the homie across the street. I didn't tell my upstairs neighbor that you were a snitch. Nigga, I told the people I loved, that I messed with. Anybody else that I didn't like, no, I didn't tell them you were a snitch. Because if you did if they did something that I didn't like, or if they violated you in any way and they were gonna call the police on you, I'm gonna just let it happen. But I'm gonna tell the people I mess with, that I love, that you're a snitch. And I'm gonna tell them, don't tell nobody, because they're messing with people I don't like. So if they snitch on them, hey, it is what it is. And you might be saying, Aaron Moses, is that third party snitching? Nigga, it is what it is. Bitch, sue me. Sue me for you not knowing this nigga is a snitch. That's not my job. Just like what's the nigga? Trinidad James. I don't fuck with snitches, so don't tell me who telling. Okay. I'm not gonna tell you who's telling. I'm gonna tell you who's telling if I love you. Everybody else, nigga, you figure it out. Rubik's Cube, bitch. At the end of the day, the last thing I learned about being in the street is, bro, 4th grade, about women, bro, about females. Okay? Now, the entitlement, the power, and the cheating that women do when they involve themselves with niggas in the street, oh, it's astronomical. It's disgusting. Number one, the entitlement. I'm gonna tell you this story now. I'm not gonna say her name because she's a mother, and I respect mothers, I respect women, I respect people with pussies, right? Peep this. So there was a female that I was messing with, and I'm not gonna tell you to the extent which I was messing with her because I'm not a messy ass nigga. But there was a female that I was messing with. Her name is, her nickname was Teaser, right? But at the end of the day, how did I meet this bitch? Because I'm not gonna say the exact holiday. I'm gonna just say it was a holiday. I'm drinking with the homies, and it was a very limited amount of females. What does that mean? It was more niggas than there was females outside. And I'm just talking, just regular chopping and popping it with the homies. And she came up and she put her titties on my hand. I'm holding my bottle, right? I didn't have the bottle open because I wasn't ready to drink the bottle. I was probably smoking a square or something like that. And I'm on probation. She came up to me. She put her titties on my hand. And I was like, I'm not even really on that, bro. And to be honest with you, I'm still a virgin at this time. So I'm not, cause I'm doing my thing. I'm not really interested in the females because I was committed to being an authentic criminal, right? So I'm not really like, hey, if I get inside your body, then my mind is gonna be not focused on getting this money. That's how I'm thinking at the time. So, and plus, I just really didn't have the time for it. I got a job, I'm taking care of my grandma, whatever the case may be. I just was committed to being a virgin or what have you. So she came up to me, I'm talking, and she took the bottle out of my hand. I'm thinking it's a joke, playfully. She cracked my bottle. I'm like, hey, folks, like, don't open my bottle, bro. And she was smiling, and I'm not gonna lie, this bitch was bad, bro. She had some gang banging ass titties. She had a little booty, nice mouth, beautiful eyes. And I'm like, hey, bro, bro, like, don't open my bottle. Open my bottle and waterfalled it. And I looked at the homies, I was like, I'm thinking in my mind, do you know this? Because I'm gonna smack this. And then I took the bottle, I was like, hey, what's to you, bro? And she was like, don't worry, I got some weed on the way. And I'm thinking, I'm like, bro, I sell this, I don't care about your weed, bro. And if that's true, it better be some fire. And I'm not even smoking at this point because I'm already tipsy, so I'm not trying to smoke. And I want my mind to be clear because I'm not in a familiar surrounding. So the nigga pulls up and serves her. She rolled it up and she was looking at me, and I'm mugging her. I'm like, bro, this shit better be fire, bro. And now I'm mad because I got the gas. So if you know anything about marijuana, and when you bust the sack open, if you can't smell it, even I'm 5 feet away from you, if I can't smell your weed 5 feet away from you, your shit is trash. So I'm like, oh damn. So now you want to sacrifice. Now it's not even about the monetary value. Now it's about respect because you just violated me. You feel me? So she rolled her thing up with the little dotty fingernails. And I'm thinking like, bro, I don't even want to smoke that blunt because you probably got glitter all in it. Probably smells like Chanel number one. I don't want to smoke that Chanel number one ass glitter ass blunt, you bitch. You might as well smoke that shit yourself. And she was, you want to hit it? I'm like, nah, bitch, I don't want to hit it. And then eventually, because I'm just being so angry, I'm drinking and they end up mobbing off at some point. And I turned to the homie, I was like, bro, who the fuck is this bitch? And he was like, bro, you look like you wanted to. I was like, bro, on that, bro, I was ready to violate all kind of laws. And he was like, bro, I didn't even know that bitch. So if you wanted to do whatever, I was like, bro, no, I'm 33 right now. At the time, I was 19. So yes, I was ready and willing to to do what I felt like doing because I wanted to. But I'm thinking like, okay, she's Mexican, they're Mexican and Puerto Ricans, and they're not black. So if I do what I want to do, they're gonna jump in. I don't want to get jumped, and I got a lot of money on me, and I got a lot of work on me. I don't want to get jumped, and I don't want to get robbed because she took a shot of my bottle without my permission. Just thinking logically. And he was like, bro, if you would have smacked, I wouldn't have. I was like, bro, when you saw the look on my face, you should have gave me confirmation and information because it was about to go down like Funky Town. Oh my God. But at the end of the day, the entitlement, just females showing up and just knowing that I do what I do, I don't pay for whatever. I don't pay for weed. Nigga, if I want to smoke, I just call the homie right now. I'm like, bro, I don't care about that, bro. I'm not about to smoke you up. I'm not about to provide. I'm not about to, I'm not about to facilitate your whatever you got going on. I'm not about to support your habit, motherfucker. You are a human being. There's people with pussies, there's people with penises. You just happen to be a people with pussy. And I'm not about to just give you. I'm not just about to. This is not Halloween, my baby. You gotta pay what you gotta do. If you want to feel good, you gotta make me feel good first. And I'm not talking about that man downstairs, but I'm not talking about my baby makers. I'm talking about my pockets. Like, what do you got? Like, that's what that clarity will give you. That's what I was holding on to. Cause there's so many niggas that I knew in the game that lost a lot of money that's broke right now because you were a trick, because every time that you read up, you are reading up with your dick. Why would you read? I wasn't reading up with my dick because I wasn't relying on a female to give me validation. Like at the end of the day, I was not trading Zans for. I wasn't tricking at all because I didn't even understand what I was missing or what I could be gaining. I'm all about the money right now. At this point. I just moved here from Atlanta. This is a very dangerous city. I don't know anybody. I have to keep a solid reputation. I have to keep my mind clear. I don't want to get set up by a female. And I'd rather be a virgin and get the money than be tricking and be broke and have to work at Sam's Club and like, nah, nigga, I'd rather get that money, bro. I was a lot more disciplined before I opened Pandora's box, literally. You know what I'm saying? That's the one thing that I did learn about myself and about life. That's why everybody was big. That's why everybody had big money, but they were always broke because they were spending their money on females. Because they were, oh yeah, come through, you and your friend could smoke, and you're gambling. So these bitches just smoked up a whole quarter of your weed and they left. And now you got blue balls because you don't have discernment. Because like Sinful the P would say, R.I.P. His version of it was when your dick is alive, your brain dead. What I like to say is when your dick is hard, your mind is soft. That's my version. And my dick, yeah, it was hard, but my mind wasn't soft because I didn't even ever experience that feeling. So I was I was working with all clarity. I could be high and drunk, Hawaiian skunk. You're not about to finesse me out some money, baby, because I don't even know what that feels like. And I take pride to this day with how militant I was moving. Yes, I got caught up in a lot of foolishness, but my dick wasn't involved. I made a lot of, I made more worse decisions trying to help the homies get on than trying to get some ass, than trying to get some, you know what I'm saying? The worst decisions I've ever made was, hey, bro, I get these hands for 25 cents. I could sell them to you for 50 cents, sell them for $1. I'll put you on, bro. Even if I start you out and I give you like 10, you know what I'm saying? You can't come up with $5 and you could sell them for $10 and you could keep coming back and coming. That's where I was on. I was trying to help the people. I wasn't thinking about my dick because it wasn't because I always, like, I have a cousin named Latoya, bro. The wisest thing that I ever heard, she told me that her dad told her this. Look, you could go to school. You want to smoke weed? Cool, smoke weed. But the weed is always going to be there. And the longer you wait and the more money you make, you're going to be able to get more weed and better weed. Right now, you're smoking some trash. You're doing little kid stuff. You have to sneak and smoke and do this and do that. And that stuck with me. And I applied that. Instead of thinking about weed like that, I was thinking about the box like that. Because I've seen, like I said, this is the last point I'm going to end on. I've seen what niggas have done for pussy. I've seen teenagers that have been growing their hair ever since they were 6, 7, 8 years old, cut off their locks for a female to just break up with them 2, 3 months later just because they gave them the box. I've seen niggas quit their whole career of rapping when their moms worked in the music industry and they knew people higher up and they got garbage as hell because they wanted to fuck this bitch. And you got garbage because you wanted to lay up with this fucking female. And your skills were broken down so much because you're in school, you're learning math, you're learning geometry, you're learning all these historical facts, but you're not writing on a consistent basis. When your mother is in the music industry, when she works for the radio station, when she can introduce you to people, but you want to lay up with this bitch. And now your whole life is destroyed when you could have been Drake, but you want to stop writing because of this bitch, because of some pussy. I've seen people in high school, and this is only high. I'm not even getting to adulthood. I've seen people destroy their lives, like because they wanted to cuddle, and because they wanted to have some sex. Like, bro, you could have been a millionaire, or for the very least, you could have had the same locks that you cut off for this temporary female. You made a permanent decision because you wanted to get your little pee-pee wet, dumbass. Now, you could turn around and say, Aaron Moses, maybe you wouldn't have been so distressed. Maybe you wouldn't have been so depressed. Maybe you would have been, blessed if you would have had a female on your arm, or you would have been focused on chasing her. No, nigga. Maybe the fuck not. Fuck you. Who the fuck knows, and we're never gonna know. But guess what? I didn't cut my hair for a bitch. I didn't stop rapping for a bitch. I didn't stop, nigga. Hey, it is what it is, nigga. And if I did anything for a female, it didn't hurt. I didn't go to jail for a female. One female ever introduced me to something, and she didn't even do it with me, and she didn't like me more or less, and it didn't hurt, and I liked it. And I didn't do it for her. I did it because I wanted to feel something other than being drunk and being high. And y'all already know that story. So it is what it is. It's Aaron Moses. I'm the band, you the band, we the band. Make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe. What else do you want me to speak on? What kind of reactions do you want me to do? And what more about my life and what I learned about doing whatever life experiences I have do you want to learn? Make sure you like this video, comment, subscribe. It is what it is, not what it's not. It's Aaron Moses. I'm the band, you the band, we the band, together, man, lights in the brother, be the net. Peace. Goddamn. Yeah.